I told you I'm the real champion. I told you I'm the champion of the world. All of you bow. All of my critics crawl. All of you suckers who write the Ring magazine, Boxing Illustrated, all of you suckers bow. Come to Muhammad Ali. I am the man.
Well, I think George has been doing a lot of this in the last couple of weeks. You know, he's been really...
Sharp, stinging punches rock Moore. Moore pressing forward, trying to get in that one big punch to take Clay out of there. Ripping punches by Clay, and Moore goes down. Cassius... Moore is sent to the canvas again by a barrage of punches, and Archie gets to his feet to face the inevitable. Ripping punches by Cassius Clay, and it's all over.
Now, he's just threatening, and he's teasing Cooper.
The challenger is jabbing all over, body, head, and right hand. The best punch of the fight so far. Another jarring right hand that time, folks. Another one. Sonny wobble. Sonny wobble. Cassius has him. They might be stopping it. That might be all, ladies and gentlemen. Get up there, Joe. Get up there. Get up in the ring. Okay, get Cassius Clay. Wait. Whoa. Hold it, hold it. Hold it, hold it. Hold it. He's yelling behind us. Cassius Clay, wait. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah. And I'm Son enlisted, and I just turned 22 years old. I must be the greatest. I told the world.
Too much confidence. So.
All right, he had too much confidence there. Lifting Clay up. Where is he making that speech? Over in the neutral corner. Over in the neutral corner. Get him back here, or get him over there if you can. He's throwing kisses.
He's still king of them all in the heavyweight boxing division.
Ali moving beautifully. Ali moving in on London. A fuselage of punches by Muhammad Ali. London goes down.
Not at all that the wrong way round style of the German is helping. Oh, there's a right hand, a good sharp right hand. Oh, he's got him. With 10 seconds of the 10th round left. A right hand. Mildenberger must be very near the end of the road now, and he's gone into the ropes. I think that may be it. And it is. Teddy Waltham has stopped it.
And Clay shakes him up, goes into a shuffle, lifts to the left, goes to the left and the right. Williams, as he backs away, weaving clockwise, a hard left, from the right to the low. Williams down. From Williams in his back to us is getting hit at will, the left, the right. Clay has him going down on his, sitting down to survive the round. A right, a left by Clay, a left and a right. Williams flat on his back. Finnegan here's a left and a right by Clay, backing away, goes into a shuffle. A right by Clay, a left. Williams trying to protect himself, can't do it. Left to the face, a left and a right. Williams down. Clay hits him with a left to the face. Williams doesn't quite know what to do. He's been hurt badly, takes a left and a right in his own corner, right, and the referee stops the fight. It's all over.
Chevalo is on my list of contenders for this year.
That's right. I just wanted to, but let me know more than 17 days before.
And you will fall the next time.
You will fall.
You will fall the next time.
See how well the challenger rolls back from those punches? And there's rolling down! Please, courage. The champion has plenty himself. There's no question about that. Foley down from that right hand. I don't know if he's going to make this one. 6, 7, 8. He's not. No, he gamely tried to get up.
Show Muhammad Ali how important it was to have Angelo Dundee in his corner. One minute remaining in this fight.
Ali having a little difficulty understanding the referee there. He's got to stop this. He's broken him up. He's giving him a mandatory 8 count. He's slumped on his knees there, just like a stricken fool. Jurgen Flynn, he really felt the effect of those punches and soaked them up. But I don't think his heart can do it. It's all over. In slow motion, I think you'll find the speed of Ali's punches, that upward left hook.
I reckon he's going to finish it now in this round. Yes, Quarry can't take anymore. I'm surprised at Mike Kaplan, referee, not stopping it. Smile off Ali's face there. Ali out to finish it. Yes, it was a last stand, I think. It was Quarry's last gallant effort. Referee must stop it. Yes, it's all over.
For 2 weeks, it really did. And again, the knees buckling there. Land a punch really right on the point of Ali's jaw. And hanging on to the ropes there. He is as well. I hope that he heard me, because it really is ridiculous just to stand there and take them. What a right hand. That was the punch, I think.
Giving it all he's got, Foster, but his legs are unhinging. Yes. Almost trying to close. Originally, if a man went down 3 times, they would stop the fight. But he might survive this round, Foster. I doubt it. Off in New York for doing this and throwing water over him during the fight. With that right hand, Ali. Oh, and a right hand shot. He's just pretending. He is just pretending. What a character, this man. He took Foster's best right hand punch and he's pretending that he's hurt. What a showman. Look at that. The whole world go crazy. They'll think that this fellow's going down. But take my word for it, I'm 3 feet away, and he's taking no notice. He overreached himself there.
And Ali is getting the people to chant, Ali Boumaye. That means Ali kill him. Right hand. This time he worked over the shoulder of Foreman. It's the combination. The fight is stopped. Muhammad Ali, a dramatic 8-round knockout. He knocks out George Foreman.
I kept talking to him during the fight, too.
Mohammed, congratulations.
Am I the greatest of all time? Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslims. Thanks to Almighty God Allah. I want all of you fans out there who believe in me.
And Wepner is in trouble here in the last session. And he's taking another big right hand. He's down. And it's all over.
Aber der Engländer gibt nicht auf.
George Foreman's coming up here now.
All right.
I'll whoop him too. Now let him go. Leave him alone. Because I'll put this fist right in your nose. Knock my hand down. I'll put it right in your nose. I'll put it right in your nose. That's right. Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier. That's right. Because you know Joe Frazier's easy. You don't want me. I'm too... Boy.
Well, I don't know if you're hearing me, but there's a hell of a...
I don't want to shake hands with him or George Foreman. They've been talking. They're my contenders. They're my enemies, and I just want them. I don't want to shake hands with nothing. I'm ready.
Welcome to On the Scene with Patricia McDougall, celebrity photographer in the house. And I have a special guest, but first I want to say, today is Chintana's birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. And she looks lovely as ever.
I am delighted to wake up this morning and being blessed with so many wonderful birthday wishes from friends and family all over the world. So thank you so much, Patricia.
You know, we have to give a special shout out to you. We even brought you our special chef in the house. How about that?
I am honored. This is very special.
Manuel,
happy to be here.
Manuel
Thank
is
you.
here.
So much, yeah.
He's definitely on the top of the list of being the top tier of being an artist as far as being a chef. And we have Joy right here to my left. She's going to talk about some special things as well. And look who we appreciate that. And we also have Gwen in the house. What's up, Gwen?
Nice to be here with you this afternoon.
Yes. So we have a lot of information to tell you about today. And then we have a few other special guests, but I'm not going to name them till they get here. You're in for a special
That will be a
treat.
good surprise.
Yes.
You're definitely going to love a couple of our guests that's coming on next.
Yeah, so why don't we start with my sister over here, Joy, because she has a lot to talk about. Joy, tell us, we have some pictures here from the Good Shepherd. You just got back from Jamaica.
Yes, I did.
And yeah, she's a traveling woman, very good woman, and does a lot of stuff. So she's going to tell us.
That's home for me.
That's home, yes, a Jamaican in the house. You know, my grandmother's Jamaican, so you know I'm all for that, right?
Right.
Belizean Jamaican.
Yes.
So tell us, Joy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I moved to the United States when I was a teenager and, lived there for quite some time. However, I became involved with charity work. My brother is Archbishop in Jamaica and try to support a lot of his charities.
Yes.
And one of the charities we support is Mustard Seeds.
Okay, Joy.
Mustard Seeds takes care of all the abandoned children.
Wow.
And the motto is abandoned once, but not abandoned twice.
Wow.
And there's so much poverty in Jamaica. So
Right.
we try to do our part here, and I have an organization called the Partners of Good Shepherd, and we do fundraising once a year.
And this is Father.
And this is for the Partners of Good Shepherd. Yes, there it is.
Very nice.
And all the proceeds go directly to these charities, some for medical assistance, some for if someone is stuck not being able to pay a tuition for one semester.
Okay.
You know how that can really disrupt
Absolutely.
some child's life. So
Absolutely.
we look into it and then we can help. And in addition, we give money to Mustard Seeds.
That's powerful because, that alone can change the course of the life of that young
Exactly.
lady and young man.
Exactly.
So this was a fundraiser the pictures we have on the screen. This is a fundraiser event you did.
Yes.
I was able to attend. It was very nice. We also threw in the Jamaica event as well because you was in the house for that.
Yes.
The ambassador leaving, right?
Right. Actually,
I had to show that picture, right?
Yes. He's one of our best ambassadors, and
Wow.
we're sorry to see him go.
Yes. So we have a
Yes.
combination. So I was able to show some pictures of you as well.
Thank you.
So tell
that's
us.
lovely.
And we do have a short video. I don't know if we're able to show it, but we will try to do that as well about
yes.
you being in Jamaica and show all of the fun stuff is there as well.
Okay.
So tell us, how can somebody help with that?
You can help by simply going to partnersofgoodshepherd.org and make a donation. Or simply, if you're just interested in doing something directly for Mustard Seeds, you can go to Mustard Seeds website, mustardseeds.com, and make a donation. You can even take a trip and be part of a mission trip, which is what I just did. I came back 2 weeks ago from a mission trip with my church, St. Andrew Catholic Church.
Yes.
And earlier you saw Father Dan. He's our spiritual leader. And so far, Father Dan has really stepped up, and I can't tell you how much he has already done for Mustard Seeds.
Wow.
You know, helping with even a well. There's a one of the communities is called Jacob's Ladder.
Okay. Yes.
Jacob's Ladder is one of the communities that it's situated in 150 acres of land.
Wow.
Right. So so far our team has raised funds to build 3 houses.
Okay. Wow.
Each house will house 8 to 10 residents, and these are severely physical and mentally handicapped.
Wow.
You know, so we took our mission trip there, and I'm telling you, it will forever change your life.
Wow. So tell us more, if our audience is interested to be a part of the mission, how often do you go on to the mission, and when and how?
Okay,
where?
well, we're going through St. Andrew,
Okay.
and so Father Dan leads these mission trip, but Partners of Good Shepherd also will be doing our own for next year. So anyone interested in doing that, they can contact, through the website. Contact us and we can...
I know you mentioned you worked with students, that you just said a little bit about something that sparked my interest.
Okay.
How many college students, or I should say high school students, do you normally work with?
Actually, this is how it works. When we raise the funds, we send it to the Archbishop Good Shepherd Foundation.
And they make
They
the
determine,
Okay.
because anyone can step up and say, I need some help. What he will do is research
Okay.
to make sure. Now, it's a Catholic organization. However, no one gets turned away. And so, but what he will do, say, if someone belongs to a Baptist church and there is, he will contact the head of the Baptist organization and say, look, we have a student here, and, can you help? So actually we're not leaving anyone behind.
That's very nice. That's beautiful.
So I'd like, if I could, to gift you with 10 copies of my book, because someone blessed me yesterday and said, Gwen, just we'll pay for 10 copies of the book. Just give them to someone, donate them to an organization. So you're the organization, because you're the first person that I've talked to. And the name of my book is called The Parent's Smart Guide to Sending Your Kids to College Without Going Broke. So the objective is to help those students who might be a little shortchanged in their tuition dollars. They have to do a little work, but I've done a lot of the research for them. So, I really believe...
Definitely share them.
I really believe in education. So I'm going to gift you with 10 copies to give to the Archbishop.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
You see that? Yes. It's about giving back.
Giving back. Whenever you give, you
always have more to be given.
Always, yes.
So Gwen, being that you're on the subject of the book,
let's hear more about you.
The food, right? But we're going to talk about that book first and talk a little about who Gwen is.
Well, I am so proud of this project. It's finally come into fruition. It started as a result of, I have a son who's now 27, but, when it was time to prepare him for college, the cost of education was rising and rising and rising. And, it dawned on me. I said, my goodness, am I going to be able to afford this? And I started talking to other families, and it was like, yes, it almost broke me. This college tuition is more than a notion. Right. And I started researching, and, I put him to work early, and we prepared early. And before you know it, for undergrad and grad school, he had gotten over $500,000 in scholarships. Awesome. And these scholarships he used for his graduate work at Johns Hopkins and undergraduate work at Morehouse, and also to travel to more than 40 countries around the world. So we wrote a global education curriculum, which is unheard of. And so I decided, with all the work that we did, to put it in a book. And it's a funny little story. I had been doing seminars, as a matter of fact, before. God just kind of spoke to me. Let me just say this. God spoke to me, and, it was tough times. And a friend of mine, and I'm going to be very brief, but a friend of mine said, hey, come go to Anguilla with me on a vacation. I says, no, I've got a kid in college. I can't go to Anguilla. And so I decided to go to Anguilla, and God spoke to me through the water. And I just started writing and said, be a blessing to someone else. And I said, there's other students who are not able to finish their education. because they don't have the additional scholarship dollars that they need or grant dollars. And I just started doing research and writing, and before you know it, I had written this book. And so my goal is to try to help people, find out other resources besides getting into debt. And, we want our kids to go to college so badly, but we oftentimes, we forget about the costs that, it costs to, even to get loans. I mean, at 20% and 15%, I mean, you're going to pay for it, a couple times over.
Can we show that picture of Gwen? She shows the book, so we can show the cover to our audience as well. But we're going to show it. I actually have it. Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So in the meantime, I've been speaking around the country and educating both the parents and the students about other strategies and global education. I mean, we've got to prepare our kids to be globally ready. There are people and young people who are working not only in ministries, but in various projects all across the country. And so we're trying to educate. And we need you here in the U.S., but we also need you across the country.
And that's very nice. Yeah, I love your book. Sending your kids to college. I actually have a college of age student that's going to be, he's going into the 12th this year.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you'll need that book.
You see the
save a copy for me.
Did you see the key message right there? Sending your kid to college without going broke. That's a key important.
Yeah, because we don't oftentimes realize. I mean, we want our kids to go to college, but when you get a tuition bill of $40,000.
Oh my!
Yes. He says, "Wait a minute," and and I advocate to parents: if you just so happen to have an extra $20,000, $30,000, $40,000
sitting there,
hang on to it, because your kid might go to college and say, "Ma, I've just created an app." And then you think, oh, this app may bring us a couple $1 million. I think I'm going to hold on to these dollars. We've got to think out of the box. And so in the book, I try to educate families on how to think outside the box. Everybody is not going to do the research. That's why I wrote the book. I get calls from students all across the country. Miss Gwen, I can't return to my last semester. Can you help me?
Right.
I can't. Nice. I've got a student who just graduated from Morehouse, and they asked me to come down. The family asked me, and he told a story. I was tearful. I was able to get him over $100,000.
My goodness.
But that wasn't enough.
That is not enough. You're
that
right.
wasn't enough. He needed 160, and he told the story. He said, Miss Gwen, I slept in the library. They didn't know it. He said, I would sleep in closets. They didn't know it.
Wow.
He said, because that last semester, I didn't have the money for housing. Wow. You have to think in terms of these kids, are dealing with some challenges going to college. And we've got to do what we can. So that's my contribution in writing this book and hoping that some organizations will call me and say, hey, come and work with our young people.
I'm sure. Let me ask you a question that's just off the cuff, but what about students who graduate that they have to take their license, but because of their grade, they don't have the enough grades to qualify for the funds they're supposed to be given. So they graduate, but they don't get the license because they need to pay the bill because they didn't get the grade. So is there funds out there for somebody like that?
I don't know.
I know
but
that's a trick one, right?
That's a trick one. And I'm going to ask that I'll have to get back with you on that.
Okay.
Because what I normally do, because what I normally do, I take all feedback, and this book has been edited to include additional information. Every time someone tells me, I go do research and I add it back to the book, and next year I have questions and I have answers for them. I had situations, I started hearing from grad students and I want to work on my PhD. Do you have anything in there? So I went back this year. Wow. We have over 400 scholarships. We have undergrad, actually we have middle school all the way to PhD, because we have families who don't realize there might be this prestigious school down the block, and it's a $20,000 or $30,000 tuition every year. Guess what? There's scholarships available.
Absolutely.
And that might be the second book you can release next.
Oh, she got a surprise for you. Gwen has a surprise. Yeah. So we're going to take a little break. How about that, and show some footage and some pictures. I did so many different things. DC Women's events, MEA Magazine's luncheon, Rwanda Women's Group. It was so much going on this week. I tell you, I stay busy, right?
You always keep yourself busy.
So hopefully, and then, but first too, I want to give a condolences to the Ali family, Muhammad Ali, for the passing. That was definitely something that was touching for all of us. I remember I'm from Staten Island, New York, and being young and going to the movie theater and watching him on screen with the fights. That's when you can get him for $5, right?
Now, Patricia, I know you photograph a lot of people. Have you ever had the opportunity to photograph Muhammad?
I wish. Yeah. No, I did not. I mean, I think he was here. But I did. I don't remember when he was here, but I do recall him being here. But no, I did not have the opportunity. I would have loved to, but I do have some photos that we're going to share that I pulled off the internet of him. But I do remember going to the fights, and I love going to fights. Yes. Out of all the sports, if I could pick one.
Yes, they're a lot of fun. I've gone to a few myself.
You know, boxing is a big sport in Thailand also.
Really?
So growing up, I watched him. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely, legacy he left behind.
Yeah. It's a lot, yes.
Yeah, I remember sharing Chintana that I was a young girl in Jamaica when the Sonny Liston fight was going on with Muhammad Ali, and I just can remember all the people.
It was exciting time.
And he's such an activist. You know, talk about paved the way.
He did.
He paved a lot of ways.
Yeah. So let's talk about our friends over here. The chef, Manuel. What's up, Manuel?
Not much. Happy to be here.
In the house.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yes, I wouldn't miss that one. So let me just tell you who he is. He is the top-notch chef. He actually won the Chef Challenge. It was the Cultural Tourism DC, right? That was the Chef Challenge last year.
Congratulations.
And he actually brought some food in for us. I'm wanting to know what it is, but tell us a little bit about you.
Well, it was...
when you started, you're from Venezuela, right?
My dad's from Spain. My mom's from Venezuela. I was born and raised in Venezuela, but... I always cook with my grandma, you know, kind of like sneaking in
those spices.
All the spices, all the stuff. So ever since I was a little boy, I loved to cook. Came to the States when I was 17, went to college, had 3 jobs, working, trying to pay for school. And then I was blessed. I got to cook for 2 presidents.
Wow.
Then... did some work for the Embassy of Venezuela. Then they invited me to compete on the Embassy Chef Challenge.
Wow.
I did it 2013, 2014. And then I did 2014, 2015, which is the one that I won.
Oh, wow.
And then this year I went as a judge. And then I met Patricia.
Yeah, we heard about you a couple of weeks ago. We said we cannot wait for you to be here.
Of Manuel as well, and also a short little video. Hopefully we can show it. But in the meantime, let's see what you have.
Sure, this is kind of like a quick minute thing that we decided to bring in. So I made some fried yuca. I knew there was some people from the island here, so I was like,
if you can smell this smells so delicious.
So we made this is some jalapeno cilantro dipped in sauce.
Yum.
This sounds good.
This is more a savory sauce.
We're gonna be sampling.
And then I made this is herb roasted chicken that I made for you ladies.
Yeah.
It's really good. So now we have I just opened a catering company.
Beans, yes. And tell us what's in that thin can.
We have right here.
I could smell everything here. Oh,
look at that!
What?
Oven roasted chicken,
slow. In for a treat today.
Yeah,
look at that.
So
I know. Don't you wish you were here with us?
This is the one from this year, right?
This is the one for this year.
Fantastic.
And this is the group that actually took some pictures.
That's me.
Now
Right.
that was delicious.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. And I took this picture before he actually won, and I go, "You're gonna be the winner. I'm taking your picture right now."
Yeah.
Yes, she predicted last time she was it. He got to be the winner.
It was funny because I was actually I was the first chef to win actually both prizes in the same night.
Right.
It's never been done in the competition, so.
And you were the judge of Church Award. What was it?
The People's Choice Award and Judges' Choice Award. Oh, that's when we opened a Crave restaurant in Montgomery Mall.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's my family.
That's family, beautiful. And that's the what? The Reagan building.
The Reagan building,
I had to show this, the beautiful building.
Yeah.
And this is activities that went on this year. at the Embassy Chef Challenge
That's
event.
beautiful.
It was more than 15 embassies this year, actually.
There was a lot of embassies
That's fantastic.
this year, so we want to give
yeah.
a shout out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. It was I think the ones who won was
he's from Bahamas, right?
no, it was Barbados and and Philippines.
And the Philippines, yes,
Barbados
that's
and the
why I
Philippines.
showed.
Yeah, Barbados took the Judge's Choice and the Philippines took People's Choice.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really interesting food this year. I really liked
I
it.
enjoyed it, and you could smell the food.
I-
right?
I-
Yes.
I'm ready.
Those spices.
It's amazing.
So can we show?
wow.
There was a little video that we showed here, and it says it's in the folder for Manuel, and it was showing him actually winning and showing him the
great.
food, and we could smell it right now. But
If we have technology can let you smell this, you would which.
I actually won with a ceviche, which is
oh, that's what that's called.
Yeah, it was we call it back to life.
Okay.
It's really refreshing. We're eating a lot during the summertime in the coast since it's so hot, so it's kind of refreshing.
Right.
But it's mostly seafood, and I really like tomato sauce, so it was my foot to the door, I guess.
Oh my goodness, it was so good. What? There was nobody there this year like that. I was looking all the way around. I mean, maybe one person that had something similar, and I walked him out and I said, maybe possible, right? But I was happy that they won, the winner of the show.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So how long have you been cooking
Well,
now?
I started since I was 5. Then I went to
No wonder why.
Talk about professional skill set.
So I went to culinary school here.
Okay.
And then from there I just been jumping around, and then since last year, like I said, I opened a catering company, and now I do my own thing.
Very good.
So
it's an exciting time now for culinary.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
who would ever thought 10 years ago that the industry would be as big as it is? And
It is.
I'm an advocate.
I think it's all the
Get our
diversity.
young people involved in
It's all the
culinary.
diversity of we
Yes, I
have
love
now,
it.
yeah.
It's when we came in, my thing always was about cooking and have fun, and it's not about the money for the chefs.
Right.
It's more about creating, and because you have to work so hard just to kind of like get a little step closer to where you want to be. And I think that's in every career, though.
Right.
It's just about like we say, just grinding until you.
But what I love about it, you mentioned, we have these different cultures. I mean, U.S. is a melting pot now, and we are fusing these different flavors and foods together. I just love it.
Yeah. Some of the restaurants I worked at, Japanese restaurants. I worked at Thai restaurants, Italian. So you kind of like start picking the things that you like the most, and then when I did when I do my dishes, I kind of like take my Spanish background and then my Latin background and kind of like fusion flavors together. And that's where the ideas come from. Like the restaurant that we opened, we did a Mexican roll. So it was a sushi roll with cilantro and escolar, and a citrus soy sauce. So things that maybe you won't find it in Asia, but you start playing around with it, and then you create new things.
That is such a fabulous. So shall we
kind of cilantro in there? All those flavors.
Herbal.
I can smell it. So what's in there?
So this I marinate this for 24 hours at home, and it's a Peruvian style roasted chicken.
Oh my.
Okay.
Slow cook it, and it's gonna be tender and juicy.
Oh my!
I hate dry chicken. So,
Isn't that the secret? They said you're supposed to marinate them for certain hours.
Yeah. So basically, what I do, I poach the chicken first.
Okay.
Let it marinate.
Okay.
In a poaching liquid. For 24 hours, then kind of like absorbs all those juices, and then you slow cook it, and then the fat from the skin actually keeps the moisture and the flavors in. So now you have a nice piece of chicken, though.
Wow, we can't wait to taste it after.
And we will tell you more how it tastes. But we wanted to also know, where can our audience find out more about you? Do you have a website?
I do.
Places?
I actually, if you go to Trust. TRUSSTcatering.com. That's my website there. Cell phone number, everything is there. You can follow me on Instagram as well. Trust Catering MR. That's me. And
the Facebook, right?
And the Facebook as well. Instagram, Facebook.
Okay.
So,
it's all over the social medias.
Social medias, yeah.
You know the chef now. The Island Chef, the Food Network, they make your guy look like totally celebrity.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very, very cool profession to be in.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love it.
I was trying to get you a cake out of it, but you know.
I'll bring it. I promise I'll bring it next time.
You know,
you think you can bake a cake for Chintana?
I will.
You know, I'll be here next Sunday also.
Don't worry.
I celebrate the whole month.
No problem. We'll do
Be a
that.
late birthday cake.
Absolutely.
That's what I
Belated.
We'll do that. Maybe Thailand, they want rice pudding as well, right?
Oh,
Yes, they do.
There you go.
Yes.
Might do some rice pudding and stop by.
Please do come. Please, we would love to
Absolutely.
have you back.
Appreciate it. Happy to
Can
be
we
here.
show that little
Thank
video
you.
if we can? The Manuel video in his folder. That would be awesome with his food, and you can really see the escabeche. Can you tell me what country is this?
Venezuela.
Venezuela. Tell me, what is this?
So it's called Back to Life. It's a combination of octopus, calamari, squid, scallops. We have shrimp, pickled onions, sweet peppers, jalapeno. Finished with cilantro, avocado, lime juice, and a plantain chip for crispiness.
Wow, it is really good. Compliments to the chef.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, welcome back on the scene with Patricia McDougall, celebrity photographer. And we have a special guest. But before, I'll let Chintana introduce our special guest.
I thought you was going to be far.
Yeah,
We're going to do testing.
I know we wanted to, if we can play Joy's video.
Yes,
She wanted to play that video. I sent it email, I think. Yeah, it's very important to know about what's going on in the country.
Yes.
That's a key piece. So hopefully we'll be able to play that. So when he does.
Sure.
And it was sent. I think I sent it to him. Yeah. Okay. But in the meantime, we're gonna.
We'd like to welcome
Yes.
our dear friend here, Maimah, Karmo. And she is one of my dear friends for many years. And if you hear her story, I mean, it's one of the kind of story when you heard of it, you say, how did you survive through? She's been through the war, at least three wars. Wow. She's from Liberia. And I have to let you share the story a little bit of how did you overcome your challenges and still stand strong, beautifully stand strong. And she does a lot of work with local community here for surviving cancer and help women under 40 that going through cancer. You know, so she would have a care package and send it out to support them. So.
Wonderful. Well,
Thanks for having me.
welcome.
I love
We
the
have all this
introduction.
food. Oh,
before we start talking,
Yes.
your food has my stomach growling.
We'll have some yucca, right?
Yeah. We call it cassava, so I'm
Right.
I want some cassava.
Yes.
So I'm starving. And today's your birthday, right?
Oh, yes. Well, let's see. Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks for having me.
I am
Happy
so
birthday.
honored.
Oh, my goodness. That's so kind of her.
So I want to honor you for your, having a special day and for all you do. Happy birthday. I love the music.
Yes, I love that music too.
We like a family here. We just love.
Should we be dancing or singing? So thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here, and I'm honored to be alive. This is my 10th year being cancer-free from breast cancer.
Yes,
And God is good, all the time. So I'm from Liberia, West Africa. My parents came here as immigrants.
We want to speak to.
I'm
Come a
looking
little
to-
closer
I'm
so
looking
we can.
towards the-
Yes, please.
Okay.
We want your audience to
So
see
I'm
it.
from Liberia,
Yes.
West Africa. My parents, we came here as refugees when I was 15 years old. And we survived 2 previous wars. And during the 3rd war, my dad put me on a plane alone at 15 and said, the war is getting bad. There are people coming to town very fast. So I want you to be safe. And he put me on a plane to come to the U.S. And that's how I got here as a child. So imagine 1 minute you're with your family, you're safe, and the next minute your dad gives you cash, tells you to pack a bag, and you're leaving your entire life that you know behind. And, I was really terrified. I began to pack a few things. I packed my books. I love books. I packed the Diary of Anne Frank.
Oh, wow.
Because that was the only book I brought with me.
Powerful.
Because, Anne Frank, as you all know, is somebody who's was living in a very tragic situation and circumstance, but she chose to find beauty and love and forgiveness.
Yes, of
And
course.
so I thought if Anne could survive the war and have a heart like that, if I have her with me, I can survive going to the U.S. alone. And And so we came here. My parents came after, and you know, we went from having everything. You know, we had drivers and we had people helping us, and we had a great family and friends, to getting reports that people were getting shot and killed that we loved all the time.
Oh my goodness!
You know, so whenever the phone rang, it was one. You know, do we pick up the phone and who's gotten killed? You know, who's still here? So it was. You know, we had the option of being sorry for ourselves, or you know, or being asking why. My parents always said to us that, you know, we're alive and we're together, and that's what matters. And right away we got involved in charity work. You know, we had nothing. There were about 9 of us in an apartment in Reston Town Center area with 2 bedrooms. The apartment was probably about 700 square feet or smaller. And my bed was the couch for about 5 years.
Okay.
And so I had to get a job at 15, 16 years old, but never felt, why me? I felt like I'm alive, and therefore I have to give back.
Wow.
So we found a church, and we found some charities to get involved in. And that's what we did. It was always about paying it forward. My parents always said, if you have breath, that's a blessing, that's a gift.
Right.
And so you have to give back, and that's kind of where my foundation came from. But when I was 8 years old, I had a dream that I was talking to God, and I remember having this dream, and he told me that my life would have challenges, but that he would always be with me. And and he said there are going to be things that you're never going to understand, but wherever you go, whatever you're afraid of, know that I'm with you all the time. And I never foresaw the 3 wars. I never foresaw being held at gunpoint at 12 years old.
Wow.
I never foresaw being a single mom living in the U.S., but I knew that whatever happened, that I would have my best friend with me all the time. That would be God.
That's right.
And so after we came and we built the American dream, I began to work and became very successful young woman in the corporate environment. Bought my first house, and I thought, oh my God, I've arrived. You know, I'm young. I got to have we had a BlackBerry at the time, you know, BlackBerries, and I had my little pads, and you know, I had my office and my first new car before I had a hoopty. It was awful. Got my first new car, so I thought, I got it made. I finally have the American dream.
Wow.
And then I had my friends over. We had a beautiful party, and I found out 2 weeks later that I had breast cancer, aggressive breast cancer. And the thing was that, you know, my mother taught me the importance of knowing my body and doing my breast exams at 13 years old. And I remember her pulling me into the bedroom and saying, take off your shirt. I want to talk to you about your breasts. And you know, when you were that little, you know what anyone's seen on, it's like a little pin bite.
And
you
have a daughter, you understand that.
My first instinct was like, oh my God, she knows you're there. And she said, take off your shirt because I need to explain to you something that could save your life one day. But she never talked about cancer, more about knowing my body. And so I did my first breast exam at 13 years old, never imagining that one day I would be touched by breast cancer. Nobody in my family had ever had cancer. I ate healthy, exercise. My mother's a nurse, so we had our greens, we walked. We were just very active. But I've been doing my exams for 18 years. So I knew my body very well. And so when I found a lump one day while taking a shower, I told my mom, I said, Mommy, I found a lump in my breast. And I recall when she first discussed the breast exam with me, she said to me, Mommy, I said to her, Mommy, if I have a lump, how will I know if it's something that's wrong with me?
Right.
And she said, if you do your exams every single month, and you'll know your body, and whenever something comes doesn't belong there, you'll know.
Okay.
So when I felt my breast and found the lump, I heard her words in my head saying, you'll know.
Right.
And I knew right away. So went to see my OBGYN. She said, I'm kind of concerned. I thought I was going to go in there and she would press and then tell me you're okay, and you're okay, and I would just go home skipping. And I'm always an optimist, glass half full person. So I said, I'm going to go in there, take off my shirt, she'll press, and then say, peace out, you're good. And she says, no, something's not right. So I said, okay, I can handle this. I can make my mind straight. I can pray to God, and I'm going to, put all this energy out there, and I'll be fine. It will not be cancer. I will not have cancer. It will not happen to me. Right. And my doctor said, go see a surgeon because I want you to get a mammogram and go see a breast surgeon. And I said, a breast surgeon? Why am I seeing a breast surgeon?
Right.
And went and saw the surgeon, and I had the mammogram done, and the mammogram came back clean. So the doctor said, the mammogram's clean. You're already too young to have breast cancer. Women don't get breast cancer at your age. So, the screening's clean, so you need to just go home, enjoy your life, and be happy. And I said, I can't. something is wrong with me. I've been doing my exams for 18 years, and this lump wasn't there before. And it's hard. I'm having night sweats. I'm tired. I need to figure out what's going on. I need a biopsy. And
so you fought to
I
get the
fought
biopsy.
I fought her. She said no, and I kept fighting for it. And months later, I finally tricked her into giving me a biopsy. And I had to trick her into getting one. And she called me the next day. It was February 28th, 2006 at 4:45 p.m. I will never forget that day. And she said to me, "You have cancer in your breast." And I remember utter shock, and disbelief, because I never thought, you never think it'll happen to you.
Right.
I had done the walks, I had done the races, I had given money. But, we all think it's not our problem.
Right.
I'll give money to those people. They'll fix the
Right.
things, but it's not, I'll go to work and I'll live my life. It's not removed from me.
Mhm.
But when you find out that cancer's taken residence in your body,
Mhm.
and you have a young child that you want, to see grow up, I looked at my daughter, who was then 3 years old, and I thought I may never get to watch her learn to read or to write or to ride a bike. I may never get to watch her like boys. I may never get to watch her put on makeup or to, go to her first dance. And so with that, I began to pray to God, because I asked him, I said, God, this thing is not, it can't be in vain.
Right.
Whether or not I live my life, this is meant to serve you in some way. How do I do that? But I was struggling myself with depression. I was very depressed, thinking I'm dying. So there's my personal self, my hair is falling out, my eyebrows are gone, eyelashes, I'm losing weight. My friends don't understand what's going on. People that saw me as the life of the party they were like, well, people just, they change. Because you're not the happy person you once were.
Right.
And so it was very isolating. And I thought, how many young women are there out there who are young, who are my age or younger, who may have had a lump and been told they're too young to get breast cancer?
Right.
How many went to their doctors and were turned away? How many got screened and they were told your mammogram's clean, go live your life, and not knowing they would come back at some point with them, being metastatic. So I felt that I had an obligation to serve God through my work, but then I had lived 30 years before that, not really giving my life to God. I had given it to myself. I had earned money. I bought a house. I bought a car. But how much of my life was serving something bigger than me?
Right.
And so I prayed to God one night. I said, I was so angry at him. I cussed him out. I yelled and screamed and said terrible bad words to God. And then I said, well, if you do exist, I want you to fill me with your spirit and allow me to use my life to serve you.
Isn't that how the
TigerLily
gift
was how TigerLily was formed? Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so tell us, we have a long, but can you tell us about your book?
Well, the book came about, so I began the foundation, things began to grow. I left my full-time job to run TigerLily. I had no money, did that.
Wow.
But
that's
God,
by faith.
By faith, but God made a way. So I actually, which way do I point the I can't tell what I'm looking at right now.
Right there, the mirror.
Right here?
Wonderful.
Oh, so I ended up getting on the Oprah Winfrey show. They called me, and I thought it was a prank. So I kept hanging hung up on them, hung up the phone, and I deleted the email. Because my friends know I love Oprah. I kept saying I'm going to be on Oprah one day, and they were like, yeah, right. So when the email came, I thought it was a prank, So I just ignored the emails, and finally, I was like, wait a minute, I need to just check that email one last time.
Right.
And I called, and so Oprah on the show, she asked me the question that everybody wants to get asked: where is your book? And I had no book.
Oh my goodness.
And I thought, oh my God. So I went home, and she said, Maimah, your story is your legacy. You have to tell not just the breast cancer journey, but how you came here as an immigrant and how you've worked hard.
Absolutely.
And you're a single mom. You have to write this story. So I wrote the book in one summer. It's called Fearless.
Wonderful.
And it's really about, to me, fearless doesn't mean that I'm not afraid at all. It means that I embrace my fears and I walk into them.
Wonderful.
So it's helping women who are going through any kind of challenge, whether it's breast cancer or domestic violence or whatever you're facing. I am afraid all the time. But what I say is, here's my fear. I will look at you in the face and I will walk through you.
Wow. So tell us, how can they find you?
My website is www.TigerLilyFoundation.org. And you can find me on Twitter as Maimah, Instagram as Maimah Karmo, and Facebook as Maimah Karmo. So I'm not that hard to find.
Thank you so much. Well, you also have an event coming up, isn't it?
Pajama Glam Party. It's on June 18th at the Kim. Well, my daughter's event is called Pajama Glam Party. It's a way to help moms and daughters talk about breast health in a fun way.
Okay.
She planned the event when she was 10, and now it's in its 4th year. She's 9. She's
what
13.
What time is it going to be?
June 18th from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Hotel Monaco in Alexandria.
Wonderful.
It is a
So come in
fabulous
pajamas,
event.
in heels and glitter and bling and sparkle.
I'd love to meet your daughter. I'll bring my daughter.
I don't have glitter, so I don't think
We
I
can get some for you.
But we want to show. I'm definitely. You have a flyer? Can you share the flyer on social media?
I did not come prepared.
That's
Well,
okay.
actually,
I
it's on my phone.
Yes.
It's on my phone.
Yeah, I actually have
Yes.
some. I can send it on a website.
Wonderful.
And then.
But you guys are all invited to come.
We'd love
Please,
to.
I would love
Yes,
to
we
have
need
you
a
there.
photographer. Let us know. We'd love to come out and highlight it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to move along because we have only 2 more minutes, and so I want to show something that Leah is actually being a part of. Speaking of the youth, it's called Empowering Young Entrepreneurs, and that's actually going to be on the 18th as well, from 11 to 3 p.m. at St. Paul's United Methodist
Perfect.
Church.
We can go to your event
You
first,
go to my event first,
and then you come
there.
back to
In your
your party
pajamas,
time.
right? I love
What a
it.
perfect
And
day
Leah,
for that.
you know, I'm not even the photographer. Leah's the photographer. So she's going to be taking pictures on that day. So if we can just show that flyer of empowering young entrepreneurs with Leah being the photographer so they can come out and support that event.
Yeah.
So we definitely we'll share the flyer, your flyer from your
Thank
event
you so
on my
much. I
social media
appreciate
page
it.
to have is it for the youth or for does it matter?
Everybody, it's about having, talking to your
and
kids about health and wellness. So talking
wonderful.
about-
This is similar. They're going to have entrepreneurs, youth that are doing different things, whether
That's
they're
fabulous.
designing jewelry to, and if you have any students or youth that want to come to that, it's going to be a fabulous event. So please come out
Yeah, same to
on the
ours.
18th. It's early,
Well,
so it's early. It's 11 to
Yeah,
30.
women and men, mothers and daughters and fathers. It's all about family and conversations about
Yes.
health.
We have to keep them, and also maybe you can come out and speak on your subject because, the youth needs to know about
They do.
what's going on because it starts at a young age.
It does.
Very
yeah.
powerful, though. I mean, for her story, what I love is that she stood up and fought for her right to
Yes.
get
To
a
mammogram.
So thank you for coming out. Well, we appreciate all our guests coming out today. And so we want to thank Gwen, who's here still in the house. Thank you,
What a
Gwen.
fabulous story, Gwen.
And Manuel and Joy.
Nice to hear from.
Thank you, Gwen.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, yes, you have more books coming, and Joy. And Chintana has a happy birthday. And tell me, how do you pronounce your name again?
Maimah.
Maimah. That is beautiful.
Thank
so we
you.
have an international house here.
Yes.
My goodness.
And
I
such
want
an
some yucca.
Wow.
and such an inspiration story that each of you give an effort to do for the community. So we absolutely salute each and every one of you for being
you
here
so
tonight
much.
and do so much for the community.
So we thank you all for coming out. I didn't get to show my photos of all of my events I did. You'll have to follow me on social media today. The DC Democratic Women's and MEA Magazine Luncheon and the Rwanda Women's Group. We'll have them here next week so they can talk about the fun activities that went on at their event as well. So thank you, Patricia McDougall, celebrity photographer in the house.
And my name is Chintana, and we want to also shout out to Lady America for an amazing event they host this Friday.
Oh, yes. We didn't get to show the pictures.
We'll
but
definitely show it next week.
We'll show it next week. Chime out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hold on.
I want people to know that if they are to help Good Shepherd International, they are helping the very poor, the vulnerable, and the marginalized.
You're feeling it. You're feeling very smooth.
Ready? More. Woo!
In Jamaica, there are many needs, and the focus we have are on one, children with disabilities who are abandoned, so they're really poorest of the poor. Secondly, children with HIV/AIDS, and thirdly, pregnant teens who have nowhere to go. In each case, we want to promote a sense of dignity by showing the child, whether the child is 2 years old or 20 years old, that this is not the end of the line. We want to make sure the child get the best benefit. So when they become an adult, They are not an adult that's still abandoned by society, but an adult that can contribute to society. One of our children who came with me for spinal bifida, when he was 5 years old, he's now 26. He is now my main IT person. He has developed his full potential.
Mustard seed is my family, and without the mustard seed, I wouldn't know where I would be today, if I would still be alive or, I don't know.
Mustard Seed is a recipient of the money received from Good Shepherd because they have homes all over Jamaica. But the main focus for us is education. Young men, young women, very poor areas. Because we believe that if you educate people, they can make a contribution to the nation, to their families, to the wider society.
When the Good Shepherd Foundation was started, it was when the AIDS epidemic was rearing its ugly head. And Bishop Dufour had the vision of setting up the hospice for the AIDS patients. When the AIDS epidemic died down a lot here, Archbishop Dufour decided that he would now have to help a new set of persons.
Good Shepherd Foundation International has been one of our partners who has always been there for us. We can call on them anytime for anything that we're in need of, and they're always there. The nurses are great. They're exceptional. They're here to serve. They know what they're here to do. They love what they're doing, and that is what helps us to make sure that our patients get the holistic care that we offer to them.
How old are you?
6.
It's the largest private medical center for the poor in Western Jamaica. But if a person goes there and can't afford to pay, they will see you.
This particular clinic was actually started 40 years ago. It started small. It is now quite large. We see up to 40,000 persons a year. The clinic is presently at Albion in Montego Bay, but regrettably, we did not find ourselves in a situation where it would be permanent. Hence our building this 30,000 square foot facility. We will have a dental section, an optical section, a medical section, pharmacy, x-ray. It is where the working poor comes. Our focus is not only on healing the sick, but keeping the well well.
The CONSIE Waters Cancer Care Hospice is an 8-bed facility. Persons come here in end-of-life stage. We're happy to have them come here. We're sad to see them go, but we know that what happens in the long run is that they're relieved of the pain and the suffering of our human life, and we help them to move gently into eternal life.
God's working through everyone here, and it's through the kids. And it's been incredible just to see Christ in the kids, to see Christ in their eyes when they look at you.